What's up, YouTube? BK with BK Gaming 9000 here, and today we are in the division. And yes, guys, it is finally here. It is finally here to talk about the new 1.4 update, which has been long awaited for some details and to see whether this update was going to change any of the meta, any of the gameplay, or anything that would possibly make the experience better for the division. And I have to say, along with everybody else, I am in complete agreement with this update. This update is going to make the division so much better in so many different ways. You know, when you talk about the division, oh, hello there, puppy. Why are you getting upset? Why are you getting upset? Some people always say, you know, the division was best when it was levels 0 to 30, because that's when I had the most fun, because, you know, the NPCs were easy. Well, they weren't easy, but, like, you know, they were better fitted for your level. Like, if you were level 5, no matter what your role was for your gun, you can kill a level 5 enemy, no matter, like, if you had perks on them or anything like that. Now you're pretty much fighting for survival. You know, it doesn't matter if you have gear that possibly fits you or anything like that. You know, you're pretty much fighting for survival. And so that to me is kind of made the game a little less fun in a sense, because you know, it's kind of made you have to be at a certain tier in order to not only succeed at it, but also just, you know, being able to play. You know, I remember struggling in some missions, all because I was you know, lower gear score. So, you know, one of the changes that they're going to be making in the division, which I'm excited for, is making everything kind of a 1 to level 30 level base. For that time to kill, you know, as you see here, it can take me quite a while to kill these guys, and that's purely because of how difficult they are. They're too spongy. They have way too much DPS behind their weapons and whatnot. Not these guys, but you know, the elites and stuff like that you would find in the game. So on the screen now, I'm going to post a photo from the state of the game that will show the time to kill over the from the levels of 1 through 12 type of bracket to 1 to 30 type of bracket, as well as the after level 30 bracket. So here that is right now. As you can see, it kind of increases dramatically, and it pretty much makes the game extremely difficult. Along with this, you know, when we talk about the time of kill, they also showed how they're going to change that in the game in itself. And so they showed videos, but of like how long it would take for you to die after the patch, and from the time that you got killed in this patch, it would take about 2.4 seconds to die, like complete flat out die. But in the new patch, it's going to take about 6 seconds regardless. So that's pretty nice, like to be, and that's being shot at from out of cover. So that, I mean, that's always nice in itself. So you know, when the fact that, you know, you were dying so quickly kind of made the game frustrating and made you feel like you weren't really getting anything done. It was very discouraging. So with that changing in itself, I think a lot of more people are going to be happier with the results from that. You know, that's not the only thing that's really changing about the from the time of dying. They also are buffing the time to kill, where it would take you about 3.8 seconds to kill a purple enemy with an ACR that was unmodded and had nothing on it. But like after the mod, it's going to take you about Oh, actually, I think it was 4 point something. But I have a photo that's actually coming up right now. So I did take a photo of this, and as you can see, the differences from the before and after. This is something to get excited about. And now that we're just going to be roaming over here, let's have another chat. So now that this is off the screen, I'm going to bring up my next topic. I'm not in the dark zone right now, but for people who run solo like I do, they are going to be bringing back the roaming bosses in PvE areas like this, like Bullet King, and stuff like that. So you're going to be able to, once again, farm Bullet King and get all of his loot that you loved from getting him before. And just like that mob dropped a little piece of clothing, one of the things in the update, while we're on the topic of me killing everything in sight here, is all enemies are now going to be able to drop loot, like good loot. Like, I'm not talking about like reds, blues, or anything like that. Well, I don't know where the red came from. I think I'm looking at the health bar, but the blues and the purples and stuff like that, and greens. But they are going to be able to drop good loot, like precious loot. And so that in itself is also game changing for the fact that people who don't like going in the dark zone, they would rather have a PvE type experience. They don't have to go in the dark zone because nothing about the dark zone is changing in 1.4 as of yet, as like the ways that the dark zone works, because that's just the way that the dark zone works. But things are changing in the game in itself, and this is one of the reasons. And so we are taking a look at this image, and you'll see to yourself that there's a new thing in the top left corner. It's called the world. So this will help you change the difficulty throughout the whole world map. And so you can set your difficulty, and that will set everything from missions to the random mobs that I'm fighting here, as well as incursions and the dark zone. And you say the dark zone lightly because it's still going to place you in the gear score bracket that you normally would be placed in, so that higher level players don't go down to lower level gear scores and gank on all the people who don't have the good gear. So that's one of the things that they addressed, was that it's going to try to match you, cater you towards your level that your world map is on, and so that will help you in the dark zone as well. But it's not necessary, considering all the roaming bosses are going to be in this PvE land in general. So that's all good news, especially for people who like to run solo. Like I said, like most of the time I don't have a fire team, so I run solo, and this is definitely going to help me out. So in the top, you notice that it says new tiers available. Well, in the next image that I'm going to show, the new tier, it goes up, I believe, to 5 tiers, where it's kind of like it's going to match you based on your level there. And the higher the tier, the harder the enemies are going to be, but it's still going to be catered towards the 1 through 30. So by the time you're done with one tier, it'll suggest saying, hey, you've reached this max tier. Why don't you, just go up to the next tier? We have another tier. So by the time you're going to the next tier, you will be ready to get that gear, and you have that gear to survive in that next tier. So it's going to be like pretty much leveling up from 1 through 30. And I think that's what everybody, including myself, is so happy about, is the fact that it's going to feel like you're progressing, and like you're actually making good level advances in the game. Because right now it seems like the only thing that you can do is hope that you have a good roll on a weapon, and that 1 or 2 gear sets that maybe fit your play style, and you have to have good rolls for them. Otherwise, you're not going to survive, and you're not going to have a very enjoyable time playing this, and that's is a very big concern to them. So they did talk about some gear and stuff like that, where the gear is going to be I don't want to say nerfed or anything like that, but some gear is going to definitely be buffed. Like the yellow gear, that is going to be buffed. So with this new change, you're going to have gear that fits every type of play style. So that means, you know, every piece of loot that gets dropped, whether it be, you know, yellow gear or teal gear, it's all essentially going to need to be buffed in order to bring that level up, so that you can survive and play well in this new environment. And that brings a lot of goodness to this game, because of the fact that that's a word, because of the fact that you know, no piece of gear is going to be considered trash, because they're also bringing back crafting for this area now. So you're going to be able to craft high-end, you know, end-game gear score items again. They're going to start selling those blueprints. So, you know, now instead of selling them to re-roll your stats, you're going to be, you know, getting those materials again and kind of farming those materials, which is good because it gives people more time to play the game. But also, since every enemy is going to be dropping loot, you're going to be having a more enjoyable time actually playing. So that's pretty much the things that they covered, that I picked out from this, that are like, that stood out the most. There's a couple other things that they kind of covered, as in, like, you know, like I said, the Dark Zone's not changing, but some of they are looking into it eventually. But with the things of the roaming bosses coming in and stuff like that, you're not going to need to worry about a PvE land, because essentially you have one now, with the game being like it is, where I can just roam like I am now and kill mobs, as well as, you know, find those named bosses that just respawn. And the key is that they do respawn, so it's not like you know, you kill them once and then they're off the map. No, you can keep going back and killing them after they respawn. So that's always nice for you Bullet King fans out there. And so that's pretty much all the takeaways that I got from the state of the game. And I have to say, I'm really excited for it. They look to release this in October still, so hopefully that's for everybody and not just Xbox and PC. Because I know a lot of people are upset that the new Incursion and the new DLC is not coming out in October, but in all honesty, I would rather wait till the game is fixed before any new updates or DLCs come out, because that way, when they're working on things like that, it'll be catered towards the fixed part of the game, rather than what is broken, and possibly break things even further and have things take longer time, essentially. So yeah, so let me know in the comments down below what you think of these changes, whether you agree with them, like them, you know, what you're most excited about and stuff like that. Just let me know in the comments down below. And if you found this video insightful, informative, give it a like, subscribe for more, because once this update comes out, there will be more Division videos, as well as, you know, getting hyped for the Destiny game that's coming out in 5 days. So everybody get hyped for that, because I will be live streaming that. But now that the Division's getting fixed, I am going to be focusing on the Division as well soon, which is good, because I have missed the game, but like I don't miss the game right now. I've missed the game for what it was when I first started playing it, which was the level 1 through 30, but not the end game sense right now. So I'm looking forward to the fixes. I'm looking forward to getting back making videos for you guys. So if you're as hype as me, drop a like. If not, subscribe for more. Maybe you'll get hyped later. And yeah, I'll see you guys in that next one. Peace.